Tonight on Zadanza, you have seen The Love Dare. You've probably seen more of The Love Dare than you want to see anymore. But we are going to dig into the filmography of the brilliant minds who brought us The Love Dare, joined tonight by Sidney Davis Jr. So all that and more tonight on
Zadanza.
Oh, yeah.
That was awesome. I love that song. I was pumped.
It is. Some people have said the best part of the show. So sorry, guys. It's all downhill from here.
Anyway, see you guys. Have a great night.
No, you have to stick around for all the part that sucks when people talk.
That's true. That's our penance for, from God.
Yeah. So how's it going?
Pretty good. How have you been? What's new? I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, not bad. We're just doing Zadanza. I don't know if you know, but Dan isn't here tonight and we have a guest.
What?
So yeah, I know, right?
Wait a second. Hold on.
So yeah, you guys have all successfully canceled Dan. Actually, he just was needed a week off. And so Sydney so kindly joined in today. And I've heard that you're a little bit funny and you like to be funny. So I thought it would
didn't hear that from internet comments. That's for sure. You heard that somewhere else other than internet comments. I'm just kidding.
Did they say that just you're shrill and annoying and a girl and you shouldn't try to be funny?
Yeah, somebody on my channel told me that I move my face too much. And I was like, well, then unsub. I don't know what to tell you. That's what my face is going to look like.
All right. So I guess we've made a grave mistake having you on then. So yes, we'll just try to ride this out and see what happens.
The numbers are just going to decline.
No, that'll be good. We've canceled Dan, so we're going to have really high ratings this week.
Oh, meow, meow, meow.
Yeah. Anyway, so by the way, I'll let you just promote your stuff up front. Why don't you tell everybody who you are, what you do, what you've accomplished, what kind of degrees you have?
Sure. Yeah. So my name is Sidney Davis Jr., and I have a podcast called Growing Up Fundy, where I interview people from all walks of life, from all religions, some non-religious. I interview psychologists, anybody tangentially related to religion, just kind of about their life experience. I'm also a professional debater. So if you follow me on TikTok, you can catch a lot of clips of live debates I've done in person, because I feel like whenever you tell somebody you're a professional debater, they immediately don't believe you, or they say, only because you're on the internet. So I like to post videos of me doing it in churches, in real places, because they will still say you just do it behind the keyboard. But if you do it in person and you have videos, it's interesting to engage with people. And then I have a creative nonfiction degree, a master's. I just spend a lot of time on the internet talking to people about politics, about religion, about social change, things like that, whatever the topic is of the day, kind of let the audiences pick. But for the most part, I just like talking to people. So.
Well, cool. I am curious, how do you manage to be a professional debater and not be completely insufferable? Because I've noticed a lot of overlap between those two things.
So I think it helps. I should mention this, I guess. I did stand up for 16 years. So I think it really helps to meld those two things. When I was doing debate in college, I'd already started stand up. So I would combine a lot of humor in my debates at tournaments. And then now I think I carry that over into real life. And it's a lot of people thinking they can get one over on you and you just laughing, which infuriates them even more, because there's nothing somebody can say after 20 years on the internet, especially as a woman, that you haven't heard before. So you don't take anything personally. You're the same person no matter what they say. It just doesn't, when you realize in the grand scheme of things, it just doesn't really matter what they think, and what matters is the message you're trying to get across to the people watching. That changes it a lot.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it takes a little bit of that actually debate bro vibe off of you.
Right. Yeah. I have a screenshot. I wish I'd brought it. I have a screenshot of somebody on TikTok just flipping out because they said something crazy, and I responded and I was like, surely you don't mean the way that you said. And they were like, yes. And I was like, well, that's a bad take. And then they messaged me a bunch and they were like, respond to me, respond to me. Why'd you delete the video responding to me? And I said, because man, it doesn't matter. And he just goes, oh, well, I disagree. And I was like, yeah. Because I literally said, like, in the grand scheme of things, that does like that argument just doesn't matter. And he was like, well, all right. And I was like, okay, have a great day. And he goes, you too. So
well, cool. Well, yeah, everybody check out what is it, Growing Up Fundy? I want to make sure I'm not okay. Go, yeah, check out the podcast. See if that sounds like something interesting. And yeah.
And to just address a comment, I see Dr. Kip Davis, you did not miss Skeptic U. I had to cancel it and I'm going to have to reschedule it. So I do a thing called Skeptic University, which is where I interview a bunch of people about specialized topics where we can all learn. Most of them are religious based, but some of them are like history, psychology, sociology. And I do it for a week straight, just nonstop live stream and pre-recorded content. And it's called Skeptic U. I invited Dr. Kip Davis to be on this year's, and then this year's didn't happen. And I forgot to tell Dr. Kip Davis that this year's was not happening. So you're still very much invited. It just hasn't happened. I got to figure out when I'm going to schedule all this content, but you didn't miss it.
Oh, I wasn't even aware that existed. Is it all archived somewhere?
Yeah, if you go to my YouTube channel, the last all there, and then sometimes I'll repost when the topic is like topical. For example, I interviewed somebody a couple years ago on what's going to happen if Donald Trump were to ever get reelected, and then when it did happen, I was like, hey, here's what Dr. Jack Wathy had to say. Let's see if he's right so far about the first year. Stuff like that. So I post a lot of content that maybe didn't get seen by certain audiences the first time and might be interesting to people who came over from the debate side of the internet as opposed to the atheism side of the internet. Yeah, it's there.
Cool. Sounds interesting. Well, you guys all don't realize this, but Sydney is like totally new to the idea of Kendrick Brothers movies. And so I just thought it would be fun. I don't know how many of you in the chat, let us know in the chat how familiar you are with these. I'm sure some people have to be because they are a fixture of Christian media. Very broadly speaking, I would say, Pure Flicks, right? Like God's Not Dead and all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
A little bit.
I didn't know they were called Pure Flicks.
Okay.
That's really upsetting. But I'm aware of like that. I didn't know that. And that just, for lack of a better term, it gives me the ick.
I'm just used to that term existing. It's just like, it's just like Kleenex or something like that. It's just a word now. But now that you mention it, if I stop and think about it, it gives me the ick too. So I think that's very understandable.
Yeah.
But how do you feel then about the fact that they have a streaming service? PureFlix has a streaming service where they have like sitcoms and stuff like that. So
I feel a couple of different ways. One, I'm glad they're sequestering it over somewhere where I don't have to see it. If they were like putting all that stuff on Netflix or on my apps, I'd probably be a lot madder. I'd be like, can you add a subscription option where I can get the same platform without all that bullshit on there? So I'm glad they have it sequestered over there. And I'm glad that people are expressing, we are supposedly live in a country where everyone is free to express their personal opinions and thoughts and beliefs. So whatever, they're doing that. But if I woke up tomorrow and it no longer existed, nothing would upset me. I would be quite glad, to be honest.
I think that's fair. Okay. So that was a bit of a tangent, but think of the Kendrick Brothers as like a B tier or C tier version of PureFlix. Like it's like lower production values. I think all made with like church volunteers and stuff like that. And they have a series.
It's just unpaid labor version. That's what
there's a lot of that. Yes. Yeah. And they get a famous-ish actor once or twice. I'll let you see that though as we go on. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to submit Sydney to a series of trailers for some of the Kendrick Brothers movies and let her see what she thinks about that.
Sorry if my face moves too much.
Oh yeah. Here, you probably saw this. It just help. You move your face too much sounds like code for stop talking female. So.
Right. No, that's exactly what it means. I'm so glad. I'm so glad somebody else speaks the same language.
Yeah, I don't think if you sat perfectly still and just talk like you're reading a teleprompter that people would be happier.
Yeah, I'll just like this and just not move my face.
Well, then they'd say that you'd be prettier if you smiled more. So, you really
Right,
can't
right.
win.
Then I'm a bitch.
Yeah. We don't say words like bitch on this show.
Oh, really?
Oh, I'm kidding.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, I swear I said the F word last
Well,
time I was
actually,
here, but
we don't because we're men, but that's your word. You can use it however
that's
you
true.
want.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true.
All right, but
Touche.
first, I thought it would be fun to play one of these on mute and let Sydney try to just narrate it or do whatever you want with it. So,
Okay.
this is I'm going to start with Flywheel, which is their
Okay.
first movie,
Okay. Putting my
and
improv
you just
skills
have to get into the zone.
auto zone.
You can narrate it like you're narrating the preview. You can do the parts or whatever you feel like doing. I trust your comedic instincts more than my own. Oh, all right. There we go.
Before facing the giants, Sherwood Pictures had a $20,000 budget and a story called Flywheel. In a world where men are on top and women aren't virgins, these men try to figure out what's going to happen to all their laundry since they can't get married because nobody's a virgin, but they also don't want to do their own laundry. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what you're going to do either, Fred. But what about all this laundry? I told you I'm not a virgin. That's how I got here. And then, wow, it's cutting too fast. Shut up, Todd. You know, Todd, I think I'm gay. Sorry. You're gay? But we had sex, Todd. Oh my God. Fornicators, stress, women who aren't virgins, sluts everywhere. This man tries to figure out the meaning of his life. In every man's life, there's a turning point where he might be gay. Here's a nice car. Here's another old man shaking his head. It's transformational, said Adrian Rogers, love worth finding. Totally captures and entertains. Best screenplay, says this person's mom. Best feature, says this person's stepdad. Todd will one day figure out who he is, and who he is actually gay, which is totally fine, but he seems to have a problem with it. Here's a lady. Here's another lady. They got to have diversity in their cast because there were probably complaints last time they made a movie that there wasn't enough diversity. Here we go. Just yelling and more arguing, and she says it's fine to be gay. There's nothing wrong with that. And then she hits him with an envelope, and she's like, there you go.
That was fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you.
So before we get into, we'll play that with volume on and let you see what it's actually like. And we're gonna just kind of go by the seat of our pants in this stream. So I don't know if watching like 4 of these trailers would turn out to be too much. So chat, give us your feedback. Sydney, give me your feedback, and we can like cut to the last trailer whenever we feel like it. You mentioned diversity, and so that brings up something that I think is worth sharing, because the Kendrick Brothers, I guess, have been lauded at one point in at least one article for their diversity.
That's actually good.
So I thought it would be. Let's.
Well, I was going to say, I'm sure
exactly
there's a caveat. Like, I'm
Yeah.
sure there's a caveat, but on its face, it's a good thing.
I'm just going to read this straight and see what you think about it.
Okay.
Let's see. This is from an article on the internet titled 11 Christ-centered movies with black actors.
Well, that's
And we know this is going to go nowhere but good directions, right?
And it's all 11 of them.
I guess so. So let me just read this and let me know what impressions you get from it.
Okay. I'm going to close my eyes so I can just listen.
I appreciate how the Kendrick brothers always have black people in their movies and show them as productive, important people in society.
Well, that's upsetting. The low wheezing I hear from your laughter. Listen, so here's the thing. I'm glad that they're glad to see that. That's the best response that I can come up with. I'm glad that this person is glad that that's happening.
What are you upset about? They actually show them being productive.
Yeah. I think it's telling that somebody, one, noticed. They're like, oh, hey, there's actually Black people in only these guys' movies. But then they went, oh, wow, and they're productive members of society. Never seen that in my movies that I like to watch, right? Like, this person is clearly not watching, I don't know, Sinners, written, directed, starring multiple very talented Black people. This is somebody I can tell that only watches not secular, what's the word? Like non-secular, I guess. Work. I forget. There used to be a word for it. I've been out of the church for so long, but you could tell this person only watches their movies and VeggieTales, and that's it.
You want to see if this article or this little section redeems itself?
It's not going to, but I'm invested.
That might be the worst of it, to be perfectly fair, but let's just see.
I hope so.
Overcomer is an example of this. In this movie, we see the Christian principal, a strong Black woman who is one of the leads the rest of the cast. Who is the one who leads the rest of the cast to move them to overcome their challenges. She is the person we all want to be. She is a positive picture of a woman people look to for guidance. When unexpected news deflates his high school basketball team's hopes of winning the state championship, Coach Sean Harrison's world is flipped upside down. The difficulties John and his family are facing must be overcome. When the principal of the school asks John to fill in and coach a sport he doesn't know or like, John is unhappy and questions if his life has value anymore.
So just the image of this guy being like, coach basketball, well, I'm just gonna kill myself. Like, I'm just gonna kill myself then. I hate basketball.
I heard basketball teams have a lot of Black people on them. I hope they're productive members of society.
Right. So it's tough because part of me is like, well, as long as they're going to make this evangelical entertainment, I hope that it stays diverse, and I hope that it stays flattering to all levels of diversity that it has in it. And then the other part of me says, what the fuck are they talking about?
Yeah.
They sound double shocked. They didn't clarify. I'm glad to see that they have a diverse cast that is honest and like shows real portrayals of real people, including like, you know, that they don't characterize what little diversity. They didn't say that. They weren't like, I'm glad there's no caricatures in here. I'm glad that it's like an honest portrayal. They said, I'm glad that it's two things, that it's the race I want to see that I clearly don't belong to based on the way that I'm writing this article. And wow, they add to the story. They are productive. Wow. Whoa. That's crazy.
And one of them even inspires everybody.
That's not even possible. Not even possible.
Yeah. And I talked about this in the most recent video I did. It's actually, that one's about the Case for Christ, but a lot of these big evangelical movies have basically like a magically Black Christian character who's like, you know, the main character's best friend and is the most strong Christian. So, you know, the movie's not racist because the most Christian person is Black. And so even though the story's all about white people and they're there just to like mystically inspire everybody.
Yes.
That's what this reference smelled like, even though I haven't actually seen that one movie.
Yes, it's a very it's a very one-dimensional thing that we see happening over and over and over again in these evangelical films. And again, like, I guess that's better than not having any diversity whatsoever, but also if they're going to make these clown movies, I would wish that they would just clown on Caucasian white people, evangelicals, the whole time. Like, if you're going to make just the absolute clowniest of movies, I don't really want to inflict anyone else in that film. I just want to leave it to the white evangelicals. So.
And if I'm going to watch Black people, I want to feel like they wrote their own, like that's written from that experience, not that
Yes.
like very conspicuously white middle class Protestant
Yes.
people wrote them. And
I would love to hear the dialogue. I think that's what would change it for me. The dialogue would be whether or not I'm like, wow, this is actually a film versus, oh, I see what's going on here. I think the writing would seal the deal for me in terms of what it really is.
yeah. All right. So you ready to watch Flywheel now with actual
Oh,
volume and see what this is actually about?
yes.
All right. Let me just bring this up. Flywheel. I think this is the first Kendrick Brothers movie. Anticipated.
And it shows.
Yeah.
Wow, a good rapper came after all. Jay, how's car business today?
Hey, who's this guy?
He's a minister, isn't he? Yeah, I'll probably give him a deal.
$20 says he doesn't.
Reverend, he bought a good car. Jay, I thank you so much. You've treated me so well today. Well, I'd like to pray and ask God to bless you in your business.
I'd appreciate that.
And Lord, I ask that you treat Jay just like he treated me today in this deal.
Why are you interrogating me? I'm a used car salesman. I sell cars.
At dishonest
Did you get what they did there?
Oh, they did quite a few things there. What are you talking about?
Lord, I pray that you treat him just like he treated me today.
Have the day you deserve is what that man said.
Yeah, exactly.
And she's like, look, all I'm saying is you should stop scamming people. And he's like, bitch, you knew what this was.
Yeah.
She's like, all I'm saying is like, you're charging exorbitant prices. And he's like, shut up. This meatloaf is bland at best.
And by the way, your face moves too much when you talk.
Yeah, yeah. And by the way, we're going to put you in a sweater that matches the wall.
I don't make sweet wall matching sweater money by not cheating people on cars.
Right, right. I don't fit this family in polyester for free. It sounded better in my head.
All right, we got a super chat from Gorlaxis. Zada had 5 different cows try to run me over. More than one succeeded today. And being reminded these movies exist is the worst thing that happened.
Yeah. I went to a funeral today, and this is still worse. I really didn't know.
I hope you really didn't get run over by a cow. I hope you're okay if you did.
At least we know you live to tell the tale.
Yeah. All right. You want to continue?
prices.
That's enough.
You're in the shape you're in today because of the choices you've made.
Oh, so when Jay Austen pulls in a few $1,000s, it's good business. But when Bernie Myers does it, it's ripping people off?
You grossly manipulated her.
You taught me how!
God's word would set you free if you would read it, but you're in bondage and you feel like you're a slave to your debt and to a relationship because you've not listened to the word of God.
You're a slave to that woman you
remember the last
dated and bought a ring for and proposed to and married and fornicated with and created a child because you didn't listen to God. I was talking to my husband about this the other day. I was like, because we were talking about specific people, and I was like, why do this specific type of person always act like these things happened to them? Like it's usually like, no offense, but it's usually a man who's like, ugh, this wife, these kids, and you're like, did you wake up from a coma married with a child? Because you don't have, I'm confused. Why are you acting like somebody held a gun to your head and did these things?
Yeah, it was your choice not to do the love dare. So, your marriage is what it is because of that.
Oh gosh, I don't even know the details of the love dare, and I'm already quaking. Just quaking.
I see a through line between the way that article was written and the way this book was written in terms of saying the right thing, but in a way that should not need to be said. And maybe the fact that you said it is more telling.
That's that is exactly what I was trying to say earlier. You said it much better. It shouldn't have to be said. And the fact that they're saying it and the way they're saying it is what makes it bad.
Yeah.
Yes.
I walked by a black guy in the street and I said hi instead of punching him. Yes, every word you said is technically positive, but
Yes.
I think
Yes.
the fact that you said it is a problem.
Yes. Like you probably, maybe you do see this, maybe you don't. I feel like my algorithms are different than yours, but there's a thing going on right now where women will post videos of their relationship being awful, and they'll be like, does anyone else feel like this is just a bummer? And when the comments are full of, hey girl, that's not normal, like that's a bad relationship, people shouldn't talk to you that way, they of course make a video telling us all that we're wrong. But one of the things that they do is they're like, I mean, he's a great guy, he doesn't even cheat. And you're like, let's examine this for a minute. That happens on, I feel like on Reddit a lot too. Like, and I treat her nice, I don't even cheat on her. And you're like, well, I'm conflicted now because I'm glad that you don't, but I'm concerned with the weight that you're giving not cheating on your wife. I'm concerned.
I have not once murdered her in my entire life.
Right. Like that Dax Shepard Father's Day post, or it was his birthday or something, where she's like, yeah, and he tells me all the time that he could murder me if he wanted to, but he doesn't. Even though he's incentivized to. And you're like, well, this is above my pay grade.
So are you picking up where the $20,000 went in this movie's budget?
It went to one of those cars. It went to one of those cars. Yep.
Yeah. So this was not the first one, and I saw a lot of these when I was a Christian. This is not the first one I saw, but I always, for some reason, I was under the impression this one would be good, and I was just like, yeah, it wasn't.
I don't know
like,
why.
This has very much. This has a very strong like church skit vibe, including people standing in echoey rooms, not being mic'd, and
yes, it's very much giving the skits they would insert before the pastor came out and told us all we weren't tithing enough in in more flowery language.
But for the sake of realism, it looks like they did hire an actual pastor and not an actor to come buy the car. So
wow. And was he also a productive member of society? Was he I'm just curious, because you know how they are, these pastors.
Well, that's a given, isn't it?
You're right, actually. You're right.
I mean, look at the way he's dressed, and there's other things about him. I don't know, something intangible.
Well, he's Southern. He's got a country accent,
That's true. All right, you want to see where there's a turning point in his life?
Is it a turning point, USA? Because no, anybody?
I realized it as soon as I heard myself say it. That would make this a different movie, I guess.
I'm sure that movie's
like
been
my
made.
life was going right.
Oh yeah.
I don't even like myself, Max.
This is a beautiful car, but until we get that piece that fixes the engine, it's not going anywhere.
$20,000.
I'm resolving.
I love. Listen, wait. I love how he's
every
like,
day.
I don't even like myself. I hate myself. And the old man's like, well, also your car don't work, so I don't know where you think you're going. Like, I don't. Well, on top of that, your car don't work, so it sucks to be you, I guess. Like, not helpful, Fred. Not helpful.
Maybe it's a metaphor, but yes, that's interesting. I think it is supposed to be a metaphor, but within the context of this movie, you're right. If we take that all literally, that guy said your car also sucks. So
as soon as we fix whatever's wrong with the pale, pasty car, we'll also fix what's wrong with the pale and pasty men in this movie. And then everybody will be happy.
Yeah, I think that might be true.
That's the message.
You know what would fix the pale, pasty men in this movie?
What's that? Better Wives?
This book right here.
That's funny.
So I don't know what these awards are, but we have the 2004 ICVM Gold Crown Award and the 2004 Sabbath International Film Festival.
Good for them. That's
I'm gonna go out on a limb and suggest that those might not be prestigious, but
well, you know what? This is the one place I can't talk because my degree is from the University of Arkansas Monticello, and like nobody knows where that is either. So I can't really tout that my awards are any more valuable.
yeah. But I don't know. If I won best screenplay for one of those, I guess I can't say I wouldn't brag about it, but I don't know that I would.
Yeah, it's one of those. Is it better to just say you've never been in any movie or that you've been in this movie?
Yeah. You know, just let the film speak for itself because
True.
it's gonna shout loud and clear over any award that you brag about regardless.
That's true. That's true. The message is there.
I am serious.
What are you doing, Jay?
I'm changing the way we operate.
You've got to be kidding me.
You're giving me $1,000?
You bought the truck on what you thought it was worth.
The last thing we need is a dishonest person taking advantage of old ladies.
Ma'am.
Don't you interrupt me. You better give me an apology.
Well, that's why.
They don't just have a magically black woman, they have a sassy magically black woman.
And she like puts him in his place, and then he learns, and then oh goodness.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you know what? I will say this. She's the best actress so far in this whole trailer. No cap. No cap.
She did emote. I think she's the first person who has emoted.
She did good, I thought.
She didn't go like, I am a terrible person and my life sucks. And
Yeah, that's true. And your car don't run.
Let me put my hand on you in a not gay way and pray that the Lord will treat you the way you treated me.
Don't you talk back to me. I'm tired of the lies, the deceit, and everything else.
Are you all here to buy cars?
I just wanted to finish.
Did they just show us the whole movie?
I think roughly speaking they did.
I realized as we were watching this, I was like, wait, this is not a short film. This is the trailer. They just showed us the whole movie.
Yeah.
And you know what?
That was the plot. So basically, I think what happened is he always cheated people. So he's the typical small town
Got it.
the typical used car salesman. He cheats everybody. Something goes wrong. He's on the verge of bankruptcy and stuff. And then he prays to the Lord and changes his life. And then all of a sudden he decides that he's going to, I think you saw a glimpse of this. He gave everybody he cheated a refund for how much he cheated them for in the community. And then at the end, they just all come in like a swarm of zombies. And because he was honest, now all of a sudden he's the most popular used car lot in town.
Meanwhile, his wife is checking the bank account going, where the fuck did all of our money go? I have bills to pay.
Yeah, Miranda asked, isn't the trailer not supposed to not tell you how the movie ends?
You know, I thought about that, and I'm actually glad because maybe people will watch the trailer and they won't subject themselves to the long form version, but maybe that's just my preference.
Yeah. All right, now this next trailer, let's just dive it right into the next one.
Oh gosh. This
next trailer, tell me if it sounds like another movie you've maybe seen or heard of. I think we may have shown this at the Christian school I used to work at.
You used to work at a Christian school?
What's that?
You used to work at a Christian school?
Yeah, I was a principal of a fundamentalist Baptist Christian school.
Wow.
Back in the day. Yeah.
Wow. That is wild.
Yeah, I was a much different person then, but even then, I think I would not say I was liberal, but I was a lot more moderate in my perspective on things to where a lot of what was said and happened at the school bothered me. And I kind of kept my mouth shut and didn't work there very long.
You were evangelical liberal, which is different than actual liberal.
Yeah, I had the audacity to suggest that maybe Obama's not the Antichrist and isn't trying to destroy America. And,
Yeah.
And I heard a lot of, we do not compromise on evil, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. This movie is called Facing the Giants. Any idea what this?
I predict that this is going to be Remember the Titans, but evangelical.
You nailed it already.
I'm just guessing context clues.
That was purely from the title. You didn't see anything of it?
Nothing. I intentionally stayed away from this so that we could cold react today.
once you start to see any of the movie, it's going to be obvious. I was just curious if you would get it just from the title by itself. So here we go. Here's Facing the Giants. It's probably going to be better than Remember the Titans, if I recall. Did I push play?
Oh, I don't.
Yes, I did.
Oh,
It just had a long. Oh, sorry, I had it muted.
And they just use B-roll from Remember the Titans.
I'm not saying he's not a good man. I'm saying he's not a good coach.
Just look at the facts. We need new leadership.
Is this the same guy?
Again. There are thousands of couples who run.
Yes, that is the same guy. That's
Oh, I see. Okay, I see.
he's
what's
one of
going
the
on here.
Kendrick brothers.
I was like, am I being one of those? They all look the same people, or is that literally the same man?
No, the first one is from the evil universe because he has a goatee. This
Got it.
Yeah, he's one of the Kendrick brothers. So have you ever heard of Neil Breen?
No.
Okay. He makes fantastically bad movies. He's popular as a bad movie maker, but he stars in all his movies.
I'm writing that down. You know, there's a pattern there. All the directors I know who like put themselves in their movies are usually like bad directors.
Yeah.
Unable to have children.
I feel like there are giants of fear and failure staring down at me, waiting to crush me. I'm tired of being afraid.
What's the purpose of this team? Win ball games? Winning football games is too small a thing to go for. We're not here just to get forward and make money.
His friend's like,
So I'm here to present you a new
he's like,
philosophy.
what's the point of this team? And they like to win games, and he's like, no. And his friend's like, you sure about that?
I think you objectively do not understand sports.
Yeah, he's like that. I didn't know that when we hired you, that you didn't think that was important.
Yeah, they have goalposts and directions you're supposed to run for a reason. But what do you think the purpose of football is, according to him? Just
I think he thinks that football is about finding yourself and living your truth and not being gay. That's what I think.
Okay.
And staying employed.
Staying employed. There you go. All right.
We need to give God our best in every area. And if we win, we praise Him. And if we lose, we praise Him.
What are you doing? This program's going in the tank.
I can't just offhand. You're making a face. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I forgot. I'm not supposed to do that. It's interesting that he's like, what do you think we're doing here? And the kid's like, winning games. And he's like, no. And then the next scene is this man going, this team's headed down the shitter. Like this is not going well. And I'm like, well, you hired a coach who doesn't think he's there to win games. Was he the only applicant? I'm confused.
I don't know. Another prediction. Do you think he ever wins games?
No.
No? Okay.
I think they learned humility by like losing games and like giving the glory to God anyway, or something like that.
All right, let's find out.
Tank, you got a chance, man. Coach, I'm done.
Now is when you lead, right now! I know you're tired.
Your attitude's like the aroma of your heart. If your attitude stinks, it means your heart's not right. How's your attitude, Brock?
It's fine.
Then you'll be okay with the death call, right?
Keep going, Brock. Come on. Don't quit. Don't quit. Don't quit.
You can't win football games if you don't play together.
Okay, can I give you some context? Oh, you're making a face again. Go ahead and comment.
No, please. Context may help me.
Okay. By the way, when you're making a face, I'm not saying that you make faces too much. I'm saying that you look like you have something to say, and I'm really curious to hear it.
Well, I'm stuck on aroma of your heart.
Yeah. I don't even know what to say about that. At least you didn't say the aroma of your butt crack, I guess.
But that would make more sense. Aroma of your heart. I'm like, that sounds like spoiled deli meat, and you should throw that away. Like the aroma of anything made out of meat should not have an aroma. I don't know.
That's like that's like one of the most evangelical phrases I've ever heard anybody say. Like, That I don't know.
Aroma of your heart? What the Okay.
It sounds like I don't know if you just ran in different Christian circles than I did, but that sounds like something they would say that they think is like just a really great turn of phrase or something. Or
Yes.
There has to be a woman's Bible study book that is like pink and swirly and is called Aroma of the Heart, Aroma of Your Heart, or something like that.
Aroma of your heart as you stand in the kitchen cooking where you belong, barefoot and pregnant.
Okay. Let's watch
Together as a team.
Whoa. I forgot the context. That death crawl.
That was from Remember the Titans, isn't it?
Was it?
Didn't they do that? Am I wrong? Like, am I tripping? I'm sorry. Continue.
I don't know. But so in this movie, I think maybe I'm getting the movies mixed up, but I'm pretty sure in this one he was supposed to do the death crawl for like 20 yards or something like that. And the guy kept going, keep going. And then he took off the blindfold and he'd gone across the whole football field or something.
Well, that sounds irresponsible and unhealthy.
Yeah. Also, it sounds a little stupid to me. Like, because you weren't looking, you were able to do that over a whole football field. I don't know.
Because you didn't see the journey you'd yet to go on, so you weren't afraid of the distance.
Exactly. And then you never lost faith because of that.
Nope, you just lost consciousness.
We got the toughest schedule we ever had and less talent than we ever had.
For the rest of your life, you will remember today. I want you to remember that you held nothing back. You did not lose heart. You did not stop fighting. You did not quit.
Facing the giants.
I can't believe what I just seen. I cannot believe what I just seen.
I cannot believe what I just seen.
You know, that one was better than the first one. Because at least that one
like a movie.
Yeah, it was. Well, I saw Samuel Goldwyn, which was impressive. Like, I've never made a Goldwyn film, you know. I assume that's the same Goldwyns as Metro Goldwyn Mayer, but I could totally see a Christian out there like taking advantage of the fact that their last name's Goldwyn and like making a company that they hope people mistake for Goldwyn Films. I don't know.
I'm glad you noticed that because I definitely thought that was trying to look like MGM.
Yeah. I wonder if because the Goldwyns I think were brothers, maybe. So maybe that's just one of them. Maybe he became like just an evangelical and just like went off in another direction, or maybe that's their brother. Maybe it's one of those two famous siblings and then one who nobody knows about trying to do his own thing.
He was the Billy Baldwin of the Goldwyn brothers.
Yes. He's the fourth Hemsworth.
Yeah. All right. So we should probably get to Love Dare soon if we want to do any amount of that, because I definitely want to see your reaction to that book.
Okay.
Before we do, though. Sorry, go ahead.
But no, you please.
Well, I was just going to say the Love Dare is featured in the movie Fireproof. So I want to watch that trailer first.
That is
right?
So is the Love Dare, is it written by those brothers or are they just doing like a collaboration? Are they promoting it? Are they?
It is written by the Kendrick Brothers.
Oh, that's awesome. That's great.
So let's I want to watch Fireproof and then I want to watch part of one. I don't know if we will go through the whole thing just for the sake of time and if this is getting tedious, but then I want to watch a little bit of one called Courageous after that, just to give a little bit of perspective on something. Sorry, let me just look something up here real quick. All right. This one not only looks a little bit like a movie, but it has a real actor in it. Any guesses who that real actor is?
Real actor or good actor? Am I looking for are they famous and a good actor or are they just famous?
Let's just say famous because good is very subjective.
Okay. I'm going to say it's either the guy who played Hercules or it's one of the Cameron siblings.
Okay.
Those are my guesses.
You're right.
Those are me.
All right. They have a lot of dead air at the beginning with those preview things.
Okay, let's roll. Ma'am, I'm Captain Hope from the Albany Fire Department. We're gonna get you out.
Knew it.
Cameron sibling.
I knew it. I knew it. It's always Kurt Cameron.
Newspaper called me twice wanting an interview. Seems I'm a hero with everybody in the world except my wife.
Man, I've seen you run into a burning building and save people you don't even know, but you're gonna let your own marriage just burn to the ground.
Whoa.
Catherine and I were in love when we got married.
So did you notice?
They were in love when they got married, Zod.
What the hell?
Wow. I mean, what happened? That's crazy.
Yeah. Did you notice anything about the person who was telling him about marriage and how important it is?
They were a black man.
Yeah. A productive looking one, I think.
Yeah, they were a fireman and they were a black man, and they had the like zinger line, the one, you're a fireman and you rescue people from fires and you're gonna let your own marriage burn to the ground, which, hey, bars, but look at this guy's face. I can tell you what's wrong with this marriage. Like, I can tell you, like, the man is wearing gigantic shoulder pads. Like, I can tell you so many things that are probably wrong with this marriage. But again, it goes back to that whole, the fact that he had to clarify, like, and we were in love when we got married. It's like, while I'm happy for you, I feel like the fact that you're having to clarify that is a concern.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, this is the first time I've seen this in a while. I was not prepared for how young he was back then. He is like aged a lot since this movie came out.
You know, hate tends to do that to people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Married. But today, we're two very different people.
We fight more than we do anything else.
A real man's got to be a hero to his wife before he can be to anybody else. He ain't a real man.
She's probably whining to her friends. I can see them all right now having some sort of group hug.
It's gonna be all right. You'll get through this.
All you need to make marriage work is a little bit of romance. And that comes from right here.
Man, that's easy to say when you ain't never been married.
We're done, Dad. I am not going to keep doing this.
I want you to hold off on the divorce for 40 days. I'm going to send you something in the mail. Take one day at a time, then see what happens.
Every day has me adding a new concept to the way I treat her.
My advice is go all out.
In the last few days, he has fixed me coffee, bought me these pitiful little flowers, and just now called just to see if I'm doing okay.
Up to this point,
thoughts?
The man needed a book to make his wife coffee. I love how let's just look here. The advice he's getting is love your wife, show her love, be romantic. And when he's like, no, it's just it's too much, it's too hard, they're like, oh, I know, here's a book, do what the book says. And he's like, every day I'm challenged to just talk to her, and oh, what a bitch. And then he makes her coffee, and that's like that's a challenge, that's a dare. It's called The Dare, right? Like, that's a book called the Love Dare. I dare you to make your wife coffee instead of bitching at her to do it. And he's like, oh God, but I'm a fireman. God damn it.
Somebody probably died of a fire while I was making you coffee. I hope you're happy.
Yeah, I hope you're happy, dumb bitch. And then she's like, he got me these measly flowers, because they can't make either one of them reasonable, right? Like, it can't just be him. It's got to be no. But she's also a bitch who talks to her friends about her problems, and they hug. He's like, I could just see her hugging and getting affection from people. Ugh. Like,
David had a comment. Wait, this movie is an extended advertisement for a book, so this trailer is an ad for an ad. Basically, yeah.
This is
you're picking up a lot of the energy of the Love Dare. That being that it's like telling you to do incredibly obvious things that I would hope you just know to do already.
Well, I mean, I just can't like, it's one thing to, oh, I didn't think to make my wife coffee this morning, I'll make my wife coffee. It's another thing to have to be dared.
Yeah.
Like, I I dare you, like a little bitch, to go make your wife a cup of coffee. You little bitch. You no nut. You ballless. You know what? Actually, you might as well just fuck a dude while you're in there, because that's how. Sorry, I'll stop.
Oh, you're totally good.
Gosh.
Sorry, I'm an easy cry laugher, so it.
No, that's great. I love it. That's awesome. I am too. That's awesome.
All right, you want to see the rest of this? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I do, but I just need to reiterate that they had to make a movie daring men in the evangelical church to communicate with their wives like human beings. He was mad that she was like being comforted by her friends. He's like, oh, I can just picture her like hugging and telling her friends that she's sad, like a bitch. Like the bitch I married. Like, sorry.
Yeah, so this is setting some of the stage for the Love Dare, which is it's just a book where for 40 days you have to do one nice thing, briefly be less of an asshole, and just do stuff that you should already be doing. That's
also notice that his male friend, the one black man in this movie, is like, hey man, be nice to your wife. And he's like, no. And then his friend's like, so how's being nice to your wife going? And he's like, it's going all right, but it's hard. And he's like, keep at it. You can do it. You've got this. Just keep being nice to her. Do your best.
My heart's not been in it.
This whole Love Dare thing, it's not working. You can't love her because you can't give her what you don't have. You gotta beg God to teach you how to be a good husband.
I'm so sorry.
Don't just
I'm
follow
so
your
sorry.
Heart.
You know that he handed her a cup of coffee and she drank it and was like, thanks, babe. And he's like, you're not even gonna blow me? Like, this isn't working. Wait. Wait a second.
This Love Dare doesn't work.
This doesn't work. I put a coin in and sex didn't come out. What's going on? Like, what's sorry.
No, you're catching the spirit of it. I also just want to point out, I don't know if you noticed this.
They teach you how to be a good husband. And don't just follow your heart. You gotta lead.
This whole trailer is just Kirk Cameron going.
All right, we had a little bit of a delay here. Sorry. All right. Well, now this trailer's being stubborn with us.
To teach you how to be a good husband. And don't just follow your heart. You gotta lead.
Never mind. I'm going to quit trying to pause there.
Well, I'm sure whatever it was life-changing.
Not
and
really.
I'm sad to miss it.
It's one of those things where you mean to just say it offhand, and then once it takes effort, you suddenly feel stupid because it's not that much of a point to it. But there's just this part where you notice he and his dad, that's his dad, by the way, are in this random field out in the woods, and there's like a cross and a bunch. It's like they found this weird camp to like just have these conversations at. It's really strange.
Camp? Or is it like, I don't know, like a seance place? Like, is it a camp, or is it like where people burned there? Were people crucified there by chance? I don't know.
Not to my knowledge. I don't know. I don't think they're like the seance type people, but
someone in the comments, have you tried talking to your wife?
Foolishness. Oh yeah, I can move using the key. All right.
Your heart.
No love is not a fight, but it's something worth fighting.
We gotta get out of the house. The room is about to get.
I know how this movie ends.
Fireproof. Never.
I know how this. He makes up with his wife. They start like their marriage is back, and then he dies in a house fire, saving a child, and he's a hero posthumously. And she's like,
he doesn't die. But you're
what?
Yeah. I don't know if you have picked up on this. Let me explain, because I'm a man and sometimes,
Please do, because otherwise I won't understand.
But these movies really like their on the nose metaphors, like every single time. And in the first two, there's an interesting pattern where the guy does something either wrong, which is selling cars, or just tangential to Christianity, which is try to win football games. And he gives all that up to be a better Christian, only to, in the end, be rewarded by winning at the thing that wasn't supposed to matter, which I'm not so sure teaches the right lesson. Maybe that's just me, though.
Well, you're not so sure it teaches the right lesson because you're no longer indoctrinated. See, that's it teaches the right lesson if you're still steeped in the blood of the lamb.
I guess so, yeah.
God you're no longer washed.
You're no longer washed. So in Fireproof, a couple things that I think is good to know. He's like almost like you would call the cops if you saw him talking to his wife. Like he's in her face shouting and stuff like that. I think one of her parents needs a wheelchair and he wants to use that money to buy a boat instead. So he's all mad that he can't get a stupid boat because
why can't they just die already? What are they going to use the wheelchair for? Coming over here more often?
And there was something else I forgot.
Yeah, and anyway, here's the interesting part, though. I don't think Kirk Cameron knew that was a movie. I just think that's what he's like. I just have always gotten the vibe from him that character is exactly what he's like. I don't know. Maybe he's not acting. Maybe he is. Maybe he's so convincing that I'm convinced that's who he is as a person. But everything I've ever seen of him lends me to believe that they just took B-roll of him and made a movie out of it.
That's fair. Yeah. I will say, just to purely give him credit, he is an actor, and that shows by comparison to what we saw in the previous two movies.
He is indeed. He is an actor. Yes. You know, his mom is actually a talent agent.
Really?
Yeah, she was a kid's talent agent in I've got a book over here, somebody's memoir. I'm trying to remember. The chat, help me out. The blonde girl who just released that memoir, I'm happy my mom died, or I'm glad my mom died. She actually auditioned and I believe became a child actor for his mom's talent agency when she was on the Disney Channel, if I remember correctly. Yeah, Jeanette McCurdy from a bunch of different shows on the Disney Channel. Yeah, at one point the mom was a talent agent, and that's why the two Cameron siblings are so famous, because their mom became their agent. Yeah.
Okay, I just remember I was going to say I forgot about the porn part of the movie, which the movie did not perform porn, but one of the other aspects is he has a porn addiction, quote unquote.
Oh, okay.
And that's depicted by him sitting at a computer. So it's back in the day when they have those big old tube screens right in the middle of the living room and stuff like that. And he logs on and it shows this pop-up. And it's just this woman, and it says, "Wanna look?" It just says the words "wanna look" at the bottom.
Titties? Question mark.
So how do you think he tries to resolve that? How would you guess, given the nature of this movie?
Making his wife more coffee. Seeing if it'll work that time that she'll put out. I don't know.
Oh, go ahead. I'll let you finish your thought.
No. What were you going to say?
Have you ever seen the movie Office Space?
I have.
Where they take the printer out into the field and beat it?
Is that what he does with his wife?
Roughly speaking, yeah.
Just kidding.
Oh, no, not his wife.
He takes his wife into a field and he beats her?
Stumbling block. I believe he takes it out into the yard and is like smashing it up and throwing it in the garbage.
And then he just gets out his phone and goes on Pornhub and he's like, glad we got rid of that computer. Yikes on bikes.
And then the conclusion of this movie, I think he doesn't die, but it ends with his wife comes in and she realizes how much he loves him. He loves her because he did the love dare for 40 days. And then they run together into the fire station and kiss. And do you think he kissed that actress? You probably know because of the fact that I'm asking.
I think no. I think they probably dressed his wife up if his wife isn't really that actress. But I want to know. So are you familiar with like 90 Day Fiance, the first 90 days, before the 90 days, after the 90 days? There's a bunch of spinoffs. I want to see the 41st day when he's out of dares. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like a book had to tell him to make his wife coffee. I want to see what day 41 is like. That's what I want to see.
And you're really picking up on a big observation that we've had reading this book, which is that if you need to be told to do this stuff, telling you to do it is not fixing the problem. Just
right. Well, and like, don't get me wrong. It's okay if you have like a manual that's like, here's how you take care of your first car. But to be like, chapter 1, dare number 1, be nice to your wife. And Kirk Cameron's like, oh, God, you didn't tell me it would be this hard. Like, that's where you like, don't get me wrong. I love a good self-help book. I love a good instruction manual. I just think, I don't know.
All right. I just want to show you a brief clip of another movie called Courageous. And then we need to get to Love Dare. We're usually scheduled to go to bottom of the hour, if that's good with you.
That's fine with me.
All right. Oops, not video file. Sorry.
Who else? There's another famous actor. I can see his face in my mind who also refuses to kiss other women in movies. I can see his face. I'll have to trying to think of some of his more. I know he's in like Tulsa King. He's a villain in Tulsa King, but he's been in a million other more famous movies. And I'm trying to remember what that man's name is.
Let us know in the chat if you know. Day 41. Bitch,
Whoa,
I made you coffee once.
This one's
Sorry, go ahead.
PG-13. So the other ones were
Holy
PG.
cow. I never noticed that. Huh.
Mm.
All right. Come on, thing. Go.
Sheriff's office. We have a warrant for your arrest.
Back door! Back door!
Deputy Thompson has now survived his rookie year.
Guess that means you can start using real bullets now.
When you get married, have some kids, you're gonna figure out real quick how much you don't know.
You missed Emily's piano recital.
Where is this movie set? I'm gonna Google it because I'm curious what small town in Louisiana has people like rolling out of cars and shit.
Yeah, I think they actually call that like the slingshot, and they skid the car and the guy jumps out while it's moving. I don't know what strategic advantage is involved in that, but
That just sounds like a liability. Albany, Georgia. Dougherty County. I have no idea where that's at. But I was looking, so I'm from Arkansas, and then I lived in Tennessee for a while, and I was looking at it, and I was like, this is small town South. Why are they tucking and rolling out of cars when they can just pull over? They just pull over.
Well, you run faster because the car, I don't know.
Maybe it's like a slingshot. Maybe it's like a catapult. Yeah, I don't know. As long as you like don't break a bone.
Yeah, I don't think that you're going to keep your feet moving well enough for that to be an advantage instead of just making you kind of stumble around and be lucky to stand up.
Unless you're like stumbling out onto a skateboard, then I could see like, unless it's like
maybe he had wheelies.
Hey, that's one of the dares in the book, probably.
It could be. I don't know. I haven't read it all yet. So we could keep watching this one, but I think we'd end up going a little longer if we did any amount of Love Dare. Would you rather finish this and potentially go a little longer, or do you want to just move on to Love Dare?
I'm cool either way. I've got nothing going on, but I'll let you pick.
All right. We can finish watching it then if you don't care.
Since you're the man.
Can I talk to you?
Can I suggest that you spend a little more time with him?
All he wants to do is play video games and go run 5 miles.
What are you doing home?
They let me go.
I just need to say that is exactly my son. Play video games and then go run like all over the world. He loves to run.
Also, I love that his movies it's a formula. It's a man complaining about his family. He's just bitching about his family. He's like, ugh, my kids and my wife. Ugh. And then people make very reasonable suggestions. They're like, what if you're home sometimes? What if you are nice to your wife? And the guys are like, oh, I don't know. And then somebody else who is probably a sassy black woman says, I said be nice to your wife. And then they're like, okay. And then the wife's like, why is he being so nice to me? Ick. And then she's like, well, I guess I can let him keep being nice to me. And then there's, I don't know, God somewhere in there. Is this chat? Is this a common struggle? Like, are there really that many guys out there or people out there just being like, ugh, every decision I've made was against my will somehow. Boo.
I have a feeling these movies reside at an intersection between clunky storytelling that has to just be totally on the nose and way over characterize every bad thing the main character does. And then also maybe evangelical men just being horrible and oblivious about everything.
I wonder about that too, because I don't know, again, my algorithms are probably a lot different than yours, but like on evangelical marriage TikTok, it's always like two 19-year-olds who just got married giving everybody else advice because now you can because you're 19 and you're married. And it's always like, marriage is hard, so hard. Yeah, it's like the hardest thing I've ever done. Like we fist fight every day, but like for God, like I spat on him this morning, but you know, we're married. And you're just like, it's not that hard. I don't know. Like, I don't know.
We got another super chat. Jason Rollins. I feel like we haven't celebrated the cancellation of Dan enough. Has our woke agenda gone too far?
That should be the chat poll. Has the woke agenda?
Yeah, leave a comment in the web zone if the woke agenda has gone too far. And feel free to celebrate. I feel like we've celebrated as much as would be tasteful for the people actually on the stream, but have at it in the chat if you want. I don't know. This might be a hot take, but I think Dan is good. So
me too. I actually do too.
Yeah.
Do you really feel like it messed up your childhood not having a dad?
More than you know. Adam, I need you to come with me right now.
Man, if it wasn't for my family, I'd be in a tailspin right now.
You do heal.
I've totally seen clips of this movie before on my reels.
You have?
I have. So there's a character in there. I want to say his name is Juan. Have you seen this movie?
Yeah.
And he like accidentally hires him. I saw that clip on YouTube and I thought it was so funny. I showed my husband and he was like, what's this from? And I was like, I have no idea. It just showed up on my reels and it's the funniest shit I've ever seen. And I had no idea it was from this movie. That's so funny.
That's spectacular. Do you recognize his friend in this movie?
Which one? All of them? Everybody looks vaguely familiar except the wife is different in every movie.
And also there's a black dude, right? He looks different than the other people.
Well, he is the same guy from the Fireman movie though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like if you know a black person who be in a movie, I guess you know what to do with him. Just have him be the, holy best friend.
He's like the only one who's like reasonable in any of these trailers.
Yeah. And he always tells you the Christian thing to do. So
yeah.
I don't know. Don't characterize him. Don't make him a fleshed out person. Just make him always say the right biblical thing so that you're not racist and white people are actually learning from a productive black person.
Right. Just make him once again do free labor, both physically and emotionally, to teach us all how to treat him like a human being.
Exactly. And essentially, you're probably picking this up. This is Fireproof, but instead of his marriage, it's being a parent. It's his son instead.
His son is just the problem.
Yeah.
But you're never the same.
I want to know what God expects of me.
That was acting right there.
It's letting me down the road.
I've been doing about half of what I should have been doing as a dad.
You're being too hard on yourself.
Now I am living.
I don't think so.
Yeah, you've been a good enough father.
I don't want to be a good enough father.
Can I say this too?
Trying to find my
I don't feel like I started well. I want to finish well.
Give me
If you're gonna do this, then do it right. Something like this needs ceremony.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about this part. They all have a big ceremony to sign resolutions to be better dads.
Again, it's one of those, glad they're doing it. The fact that they have to concerns me greatly. That's interesting.
Yeah, like again, it would be good if you like signed a resolution saying you're going to stop tipping over people in wheelchairs or something. But like, you know,
I'm gonna be home and I'm gonna learn my son's name. And I'm gonna, I don't know, take him to school once.
aside from the fact that you shouldn't need a resolution to do that, I think the fact that you're signing a resolution saying that you fundamentally don't get it on a level that a resolution isn't going to fix.
Exactly. The fact that I need a document that binds you to this agreement that you're not going to be shitty to your teenage son is a grave concern. But maybe I'm just not close enough to God. I'm not sure.
Yeah, if anybody had to sign a document saying that they were going to do anything that was like relational to me or anything like that, I would be like, fuck you. I don't need you.
Right. I'm like, other than the marriage certificate, what more, like that should cover it. I don't like, call me crazy.
Yeah, it makes me feel good that you had to put in writing that you're going to tolerate me, but whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like a rich man. As your father, I want the very best for you. I promise to take care of you.
Do I need to move? I know that it's the only way that I can ever.
So where are you, men of courage? I believe every father should step up and answer the call. And to say, I will.
I will give him this. I don't think I would run a marathon with my child. I would show up, I would clap, I would support, I would have a sign. I would be hard pressed to train for a marathon with my child. That's the one I'll give him.
Yeah, that's fair. But also, he didn't. Okay, the character did it, but the director scripted himself doing that. So
right.
You know,
I'm sure he
take that
didn't
what you will.
actually do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm willing to say, just I don't mean to judge, but looking at him, I don't think he probably ran a marathon. But
I don't know.
maybe.
I wonder. Surely he's done an interview somewhere where he can tell us how he prepared for the role.
Yeah, he did give himself really a inspirational speech of sorts.
I do.
That stuff bugs me, even taking away the Christian part of it. Like, if you're directing this thing, you shouldn't be like, oh man, I'm going to give this speech and that's going to give everyone chills. Like,
Yes. I do love that every single one of these movies are just a montage of him going. And then like there's always a scene where he's like.
Your expressions are perfect. I don't know why people told you to quit making faces. It's like
I'm telling you, it's probably that guy who's probably in my comments hating. He's like, oh, this bitch.
Okay, fine. But I don't know if you saw it in there because it was pretty quick in the preview. Yes, he like has a black friend, but the blight on this community is that like a bunch of inner city coded black people are all of a sudden appearing in the suburban town, and they have like the saggy pants and the hats and the cornrows and stuff like that. Like,
yes.
guys.
And you're like, well, this is going to be an interesting movie already, because that's just, I don't even know what to say. But they market that as if that's a problem that'll make a lot of evangelicals go, oh,
yeah.
I hope they send the police after those men.
But then his friend is one of the good ones, so clearly it's not about race.
Right, exactly. His friend probably, I'm guessing, and you correct me if I'm wrong, the friend started out in like the hood and then made his way out and became a cop in the suburb. Is that part of the story?
That I don't remember. I saw this like years and years ago.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that's a plot device. He's like, yeah, but then I became a cop and I learned because a cop helped me or something like that. There's always like a plot device like that.
Yeah, because the preview mentions that he didn't have his father around and that caused him more blah 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 blah. So I bet you're right. I bet he dressed like those city blacks and then caused some trouble and then learned
and then found God or whatever.
Learned to dress like one of the ones that goes to Baptist church in the suburbs.
Yes, which is gosh. Somebody called Jordan Peele. Somebody call Jordan Peele on this man.
So I will say that list of 11 movies, it does include several that are actually like made by Black people. So that's a whole
That's
different.
good. That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah. So
That's
if
good.
you,
But
I
see,
want to
here's
be a little fair. Go ahead.
here's
go
the
ahead.
thing, though. I fully believe that any race, any gender, any identity can also be a shitty evangelical Christian.
Yeah.
So I'm an equal opportunist in that regard.
Yeah, I'm not going to say that those are good movies, and they could
But it's
be
a
very
step in the right
regressive.
direction. It's a step.
I would say I feel different about the way the characters are
Right.
depicted and
Right.
used. If they're not put up as a showpiece by white people for a
Right.
white story, essentially.
Right. That's the good part. But I definitely believe that that being an evangelical who wants to be shitty all the time and do shitty things in the name of God it transcends all stereotypes.
Yeah, and some of these minority communities are not tightly religious because they don't put pressure on, their families to conform, and so
Right.
yeah.
Right.
So I do want to touch on this and see what you think of it.
Sure. Let's do it.
So I think we actually got a pretty good summation of what it's like by watching the trailer, because the trailer was kind of a commercial for the book. So this book, it was written by the Kendrick Brothers. It is 40 different dares. And so we are on day 19 right now. So Dan and I have actually read a few of these.
That is, oh boy. Let me guess. Next, they're going to be like, make your wife another coffee, but this time make it how she likes it. And they're like, oh, I don't know how my wife likes her coffee. I got to learn about her. Got to ask her questions.
So make her coffee was not technically a dare. The dare was like, do one considerate thing today.
I read a Reddit story recently on one of the relationship subreddits where this wasn't the point of the story, but something the wife brought up was her marriage was going so poorly that one of the suggestions that the therapist challenged her spouse to do was to greet her at least once a day. That's the challenge until they meet the therapist again next week. Every day you need to greet your wife at least once. And he couldn't do it. But that wasn't even the overall story. It was a shit show. But that's what that reminds me of. Is I'm like, that man probably got this book and was just overwhelmed with the amount of assignments in it, just being nice to his wife.
Yeah. I am curious, just someone in the chat said I've done a half marathon, half of which was up or down a steep hill. Just let me know if you don't mind. Was that Mount Marathon? I'm just curious about that. That's like a run in Seward where you like go up and down a mountain and people like slide and get cut up on rocks and stuff.
Oh, geez. See,
Anyway.
that's why I don't exercise, because you can't get hurt exercising if you don't exercise at all.
That's a good point. I've gotten to the age where I have to go to the gym and do old man exercises so I don't entirely deteriorate. But everyone has to decide when it's that time of their life.
Yeah, just like the little. Oh, there's a word for it. What do they call it? There's like a term for the micro exercises you do as you get older, just to keep your joints from like locking up.
I don't know of a word for it.
There's like a term for it. Basically, it's like old people exercise.
Okay.
But I don't remember the word.
I don't follow I just do a little tiny bit of cardio and then do lifting that's light enough not to hurt my joints.
There you go. I have the weight of the world on my shoulders, so I do plenty of lifting.
Gotcha. Wait, is that a metaphor?
Yeah, I'm just bullshitting.
You can make a Kendrick's brother movie about that. Weight of the world.
I'm a famous power lifter. I'm trying to become a famous power lifter, but the weight of the world is so heavy that I can't focus on lifting. And then that African-American gentleman comes in and he's like, what would help is if you exercise more. And I'm like, no, that won't help me. I got to figure something else out. And he's like, no, really, if you lift weights every day, you will get better. And I'm like, stop, propaganda. And then we go from there.
If you commit to one push-up or one sit-up a day for 40 days. All right. So, this is We're on day 19. It's called Love is Impossible. So each one of these has a title, and that is a weird
starting
one.
well, starting great.
Yeah. So cut in whenever you want if you have an observation or, whatever.
Okay.
But they always start with a verse in print or italics. Let us love one another, for love is from God, and everyone who loves is born of God and knows God. 1 John 4:7.
I am convinced that man's name was actually John. I'm sure that Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John sounds Arabic AF, sounds Middle Eastern, sounds everything it needs to be.
Now I'm just picturing in my mind somebody like speaking in Arabic and all of a sudden Mark.
Right. I've always wondered about that. Even when I was a Christian, I was like, are we sure? Are you sure about that? In Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, and Jesus? That just seems like a leap. I don't know. I feel like his name would have been like Jack before.
I have no idea. Dr. Kip Davis, let us know if you have any. All right. The love dare starts with a secret. And though it's been an unspoken element throughout each day, you've likely grown more and more suspicious of it all the time. Also work on kind of like a summation thing. Now that you're this far, it's a secret you're discovering for yourself, even if you haven't exactly known how to put it into words.
Oh gosh, this is not going to be good.
It never is. The secret is this. You cannot manufacture unconditional love, in parentheses, or agape love, out of your own heart. It's impossible. It's beyond your capabilities. It's beyond all our capabilities. You may have demonstrated kindness and unselfishness in some form, and you may have learned to be more thoughtful and considerate. But sincerely loving someone unselfishly and unconditionally is another matter altogether. Thoughts? You look like you have thoughts.
Well, it didn't go as badly as I thought it was going to go. But I feel like I'll let you keep going. Let me ruminate on this.
Okay. So he says, how can you do it? So just offhand, what do you think the answer is going to be? If love's impossible and you can't show someone unconditional love?
You don't have to, because you're a man. God says that you're fine the way you are. Actually, so Dr. Kip Davis says Matthew, John, and Jesus are all Hebrew names. Mark and Luke are Greek names. So is Paul.
Interesting.
Like pronounced that way? Surely pronounced differently, right? Like surely this is the Americanized. If not, my bad. But I just don't believe I'm going to meet a Matthew if I, were to venture.
I would try to imitate speaking in Arabic and then saying those names, but I'm afraid it would come off as racist. So I just don't want to do it.
Right. I just stay in my lane. I just don't do that.
Yeah, I love that you say don't even try. Like I made her the damn coffee. Like,
But I thought the secret was going to be that like you love your wife. Ugh, it's a secret. Don't tell anyone. Like you got feelings. So
you can't lay all your cards out right at the beginning.
Yeah, don't let her know. She'll get uppity about it. She'll start expecting stuff. Don't tell your friends because that's gay. Like, ew.
You kissed a girl? That is so gay.
Right.
That's from
like,
Simpsons. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
Yes.
So how can you do it? Like it or not, agape love isn't something you can do. It's something only God can do. But because of his great love for you and his love for your spouse, he chooses to express his love through you. Still, you may not believe that. You may be convinced that with enough hard work and commitment, you can muster up unconditional, long-term, sacrificial love from your own heart.
Oh, God. With enough effort, you too can do things for your wife and act selflessly and occasionally wash the dishes. You got to work on it. We're not saying tomorrow. We're not saying you got to wake up and do it tomorrow. Whoa, slow down, cowboy.
Yeah, don't go thinking that by putting in hard work and effort into a relationship that you can improve it. That's stupid talk.
Right. Ew. You got married for a reason, not so that you'd put in the work.
You want to believe it's in you. That's the end conclusion of that same.
I'm just going to be honest. If my husband told me, if he was like, look, somewhere in me, I believe there's a man who likes you. Got to find him, but I'm working on it. I'd be like, I think we should get divorced. Like, I think we should just call it here. There's no rule that say we got to keep going. Like, we can just, I'm sure that man's great somewhere in there, but we can just not do this.
Yeah, I think that's fair. It's this weird, it's the right Christian thing to say that only God can love people or whatever. But number one, I don't like that it discourages people from trying to do their best, because you don't want to see a marriage or a relationship as work, but on some level, all relationships are work. And so you're at least muddying. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, continue.
No, you had.
No, I want to hear you. Well, I was just going to say, all relationships are work. No relationships are perfect. They all take a little bit of effort. But if that effort is involved in liking me, like, I don't know that I want you to worry about putting in anymore. You know what I mean? Like, relational work is like, oh, he wants to go see a basketball game on the same night that I want to do this other thing. But it would mean a lot to him if I went to the basketball game. So I'll go, because this other thing, I could do that another time. But if it's like, I look over at him and I'm like, today I'm going to muster up the courage to fucking like this guy, to just suck it up and live in the same house as this man. I'm just going to pray about it. I'm going to manifest it. I'm going to breathe and count to 10. Maybe that's just me.
Yeah. Also, I'm going to do a nice thing for him or her.
Yeah.
I think the work starts with yourself, having a certain level of emotional intelligence and ability to communicate with people. And you should be, before you're even ready to be married, you should be building on that naturally. So
right.
That's where, if you haven't had that and you're looking to a book to tell you, make her a cup of coffee, or, try real hard to put up with them until you can like them, you've missed some steps that I think you're not going to be able to recover from.
There's a secret, and that secret is your wife is a person with feelings. Now, we don't mean to scare you. We're just letting you know. It's something they don't tell you until you're married.
All right, but how many times has your love failed to keep you from lying, from lusting, from overreacting, from thinking evil of this person you vowed before God to love for the rest of your life?
Do you see what I mean? Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong. Human beings have eyeballs. There's hotter people than me, and I'm sure my husband has looked at them. But evil? That's a big jump. That's a big, don't lust. And also get over the evil shit you blame your spouse for. I don't know.
I think part of the problem is seeing these as entire failures, like marriage destroying failures, or as absolute sins. I'm sorry, everybody lies to some extent, whether is a say people's feelings. Or
sometimes you lie because you love people.
Yeah.
Ask me how I know.
Or lusting. You mentioned that, everybody, you notice someone's hot. You might, depending on how comfortable the other person is, you can dwell on that and even tease each other about it or whatever.
Right.
If you think that that's an automatic failing and that your marriage has a big problem, and that, this is saying that you failed to do that, therefore you can't love your spouse. I think you're really not thinking in a healthy way if you think once you've crossed any of those lines, you don't love the other person. So forget it. Yeah. Only God can do it.
Yeah. Yeah. The last religious person I ever dated, he was like, hey, I have to tell you something. And I was like, oh my gosh. Okay. And he's like, I don't want you to think differently of me, yada, yada, yada. And I was like, whoa, okay, this is a little intense, but whatever it is, you might as well just get it out there. And he's like, I watched porn. And I was like, and I wanted to have that reaction, but I realized, looking at his face, I was like, this is a big deal to this man. So I was like, okay. And then I thought to myself, what if the confession is the kind of porn? Like maybe he's like trickle truthing me into this. And so I was like, okay, today or like before? And he's like, well, in the past. And I was like, so not today? And he's like, no. And I was like, okay, how old were the people in the porn that you watched? Right? Because I don't know. Like he's acting like he led into it like I was gonna just freak the fuck out. And he was like, oh, they were like grown-ups. And I was like, okay, did they look like they were being forced to be there, or did they look like it was their job? And he's like, they looked like it was their job to do porn. And I was like, okay, and it was humans. And he's like, why are you asking me all these questions? And I was like, thank you for sharing that with me. thank you for like, so there are people out there who it's like, I have had a lustful thought about a different person. I've watched porn and I live every day as a lie to my spouse because they think I'm the kind of person who's never watched porn. I'm living this double life.
Yeah.
They're out there is all I'm saying.
Yep. Yeah, I know there are people who think that's a failing, but again, if you think it's such a failing that you don't love your spouse, yeah, I don't know.
I am curious why you're married if you don't love your spouse. But I wouldn't say that's a failing.
We were in love when we got married.
Well, I'd hope so.
Another super chat from Jason Rollins. Thank you. The Hebrew word for banana is banana. I did not know that.
I like to think that it's like pronounced like banana. Like everything else is like Hebrew pronunciation. Then banana is just banana.
Banana. All right. We're at an hour and a half. Are you good to keep going? We have 2 more pages left. Okay.
Let's do it.
How many times has your love proven incapable of controlling your anger? How many times has your love motivated you to forgive or brought out a peaceable end to an ongoing argument? You may be picking up on the fact that this guy pads out his chapters with a lot of like repeat phrases and stuff.
Yes. And I do want to make something clear. I am making fun of the men who wrote this book. I'm not making fun of the men who need this book. Those men need to go see a counselor. They need to see a therapist. They've got a lot to work through. I'm totally making fun of the guys who wrote this book because I think it's a sham and a scam. And I think having to convince people to be nice to their spouse is crazy. But the kind of people who pick this up and are like, oh my God, this is speaking to me. It's like, whoa. Not going to make fun of those guys because they need more than just this book. But the book itself is hilarious.
Yeah. Dan and I have talked about this some. This book, all the observations are so obvious that it's basically useless. Like if you it's talking to somebody like they're a kindergartner about just basic interpersonal communication and emotional intelligence issues. And I'm sorry, if you need to hear this book isn't going to fix it. Like you need to go, like you said, you need to go get actual counseling.
Yes.
And
yes.
I I don't know if I'm as hesitant as you are to make fun of them. I don't know if making fun's the right way to go about it because I do feel for them. They're in a bad place.
Yes.
And it's with everything. It's hard to know whether to mock them or be angry at them or just feel bad for them. But I'm not entirely sure this book, it's just pure fluff. The guy just like spends so much time repeating things and talking about in generalities. But I don't know that this book, I don't know how much they thought this book was actually going to fix anything. They probably convinced themselves of it to some extent. But I think this book is meant to be sold to churches to give out at Bible studies, and
it's a grift.
People sit around feeling righteous because they did it.
Yeah, it's a grift. And like I laugh at the women who pick up this book and go, I'm going to buy this for my husband because everything I'm reading in here reminds me of my husband. Like thinks I'm evil, has to like find within his heart the man who cares about me. But so like, and I always have space in my heart to make absolute fun of evangelical Christians like crazy. That's never going to be something I don't do. But somewhere out there, kind of like the porn guy, somewhere out there, there's a guy who thinks he's the only human being on earth who has the feeling of like, I hate every day of my life. And it's this much work and effort to just like maintain a smile on my face in my marriage. And that's a guy that I feel bad for. I do feel bad for him.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of them, I mean, it's like the porn thing. I've had people tell me about issues they've had with lust and stuff like that. And I do feel bad if that's a value they have and they feel like they failed because of it. I feel bad for whatever got them there. It depends a lot on the person.
But I still laughed internally when that guy revealed that his secret was porn. I did. I had the same reaction you had where I was like, ha! And then I was like, oh shit, wait, this is a real thing. Oh, okay. Maybe it's worse than I thought. Let's ask some questions. Like,
You're like, that's interesting. I've watched porn during this conversation.
I am literally watching porn. I'm literally reflecting.
All right. It's this failure that exposes mankind's sinful condition. So, of course, we've all fallen short of God's commands. Romans 3:23. We've all demonstrated selfishness, hatred, and pride. And unless something is done to cleanse us of these ungodly attributes, we will stand before God guilty as charged. Romans 6:23.
I'm curious what they think the cleanse is going to be. Like, what are they going to recommend?
That's a good question. Unless something's done to cleanse us, probably pray.
Something I've noticed in this, and that I picked up on in the trailers, is they're very good at identifying what they think problems are. They're not very good at telling you how to fix stuff. I imagine that book is just a list of ways that they think people have failed and not a lot of tools on like what to do after that. It's like, hey man, welcome to our book. I bet you hate your fucking wife, don't you? Yeah. I bet you watch porn, don't you? Yeah, you do. I bet you're a fucking like loser who is in debt. Yeah. Anyway, good luck with that. Thanks for buying the book.
Yeah, you really have this book's number because it carries on and on talking about either a general concept of relationships or just being with people, being around people, and then what is wrong. And then at the end, they don't just say bye and good luck, but it just gives general platitudes. And he always thinks he's waxing poetic at the end of the chapter. And I guess we'll see if he does that this one. That's why if you're not right with God, you can't truly love your spouse because he is the source of that love. You can't give what you don't have. You can't call up inner reserves and resources that aren't there to be summoned. In the same way that you can't give away $1 million if you don't have it to start with, you cannot pay out love in greater measure than you own. You can try, but you will fail.
The fact that they're describing the relationship between married people as something that needs to be like summoned from deep within that you don't got, that's disturbing to me. That's just don't be married. Just don't be married.
And they mention $1 million as if it has to be $1 million or nothing.
Yes, it's all or nothing.
Yeah. Yep. If you're not some perfect ideal of godliness, then everything you're doing is worthless. And I feel like that's an extremely unhealthy way to like misunderstand what you should be bringing into a relationship, good and bad and imperfect.
Yeah, like if you've got $1 and you spend 99 cents on me, to me that's the same as if you have $1 million and you spend $999,999. You know what I mean? It's like if you have no time and you find a way to give me some of the time that you are so short on, why does it have to be you either got a week for your wife or you ain't shit?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I find just to be a crime about this book is that these are people who are already, I think, struggling with just internal thought processes and ways to communicate with another person. And when you just take them on this wild journey from visualizing perfection to thinking anything else is a total failure, they're not going to find a way to get their head around that. And
Yep.
They're going to keep misunderstanding things just in a different vocabulary. And
or they're going to go like, oh, it's all or nothing. So I've only been giving half. So I've been failing this whole time. When in reality, maybe half is all they have to give, right? Maybe they're worn out from work, from stresses of life. Who knows? And they're giving their best, like 50%. And this book is going, nah, save it.
Yeah. And maybe it's not even 50% because the perfection doesn't even exist. So maybe you're just trying to build what's healthy for your relationship, and that looks different for different people.
Yeah. Yep.
So the hard news is this: love that is able to withstand every pressure is out of your reach as long as you're only looking within yourself to find it. Sorry about that. You need someone who can give you that kind of love. Love is from God, 1 John 4:7. So he likes to throw scripture verses in there that are like less observant than his own words, but it feels righteous because it's from the Bible.
And it makes him think like he's doing something,
Yeah.
just adding that in there.
I cited sources.
Yeah, but it's the same source the whole time. It is only one source that they keep citing.
No, he cited Romans and 1 John.
It's all the Bible, though. Like, it's all the same book. It
That's
goes back
true.
to that whole, the Bible's right because the Bible says it's right. Well, how do I know that? Because I read it in the Bible. It's like,
All right. And only those who have allowed him into their hearts through faith in his son, Jesus, only those who have received the Spirit of Christ through belief in his death and resurrection are able to tap into love's real power. Apart from me, Jesus said, you can do nothing. John 15:5.
I've genuinely lost what it is what the point is they're trying to make, other than you're incapable. Like, I think the overall message is you're incapable of love without God, but they use so much flowery filler language that I've honestly kind of lost the point. I'm the word salad has got me a little bit lost.
Yeah, and that's really what this is. It's just like dumping buckets full of Christianese over the page.
Yeah.
And it's the observation is like a sentence or half a sentence. And he literally says, all those who allowed him into the heart through faith in his son Jesus. And then there's like a parenthetical where it's like only those who so they like had to restate that. And
yes,
that's also intangible, whether you're a Christian or not. That doesn't tell you anything specific in terms of actions you can take. It's
exactly.
And I think this is what connects with your thing about him not having anything to say in the end. He says things, but none of them are real actions. Like, you don't know how to go do this.
Yeah, he just says a lot of stuff. He just blah.
And what this contributes to, I guess, to your point of like having to give perfection. When you don't give perfection, you think you're a failure. You're always like going through these ups and downs of thinking you're fixed, and then all of a sudden completely crashing and asking for forgiveness and feeling broken. It's just completely cyclical without making any progress.
Yeah, or like maybe you weren't feeling that bad about yourself, and then you read the book and it's like, oh, turns out I've just been fucking failing the whole time. Like, I thought I was doing all right, but turns out I suck.
And even if on paper you're supposed to be totally gracious to your spouse, I think if you're internalizing that expectation for yourself, you're going to be thinking of it for the other person too.
Yes, that's a good point. I didn't think about that.
All right. But he also said, if you abide in me and my words abide in you, ask whatever you wish and it will be done for you. John 15:7. God has promised through Christ to dwell in your heart through faith so that you can, quote, know the love of Christ, which passes knowledge, that you may be filled with all the fullness of God. Ephesians 3:19.
It sounds like the overall message is, you looking for earthly love? Well, fuck that. God's love is all that matters. Your wife suck? Well, too bad, because she's not God. Like, do you hate your wife? Yeah, of course you do, because she ain't God. All right. What's the solution here?
Yeah, and it'll work if you abide in God. So I want you right now to start abiding in God.
And go.
Yeah, exactly. Abide in God and be filled with the fullness. Okay, good. What does that even mean?
Sounds pretty lustful to me. Oh, fill me with the Holy Spirit. Okay.
I have something to confess to you. I recently abided in God.
And he filled me up.
I don't get it.
I don't either, but it sounds dirty, and that's all that matters.
When you surrender yourself to Christ, his power can work through you. Even at your very best, you are not able to live up to God's standards, but he is, quote unquote, able to do far more abundantly beyond all that we ask or think, according to the power that works within us. Ephesians 3:20. That's how you love your spouse. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, that's just, what do you mean? Does it really say that's how you love your spouse?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense. That literally doesn't make any sense. It's literally like, and that's the answer. Just like the Bible, when you're like, I've got a question, and your pastor goes, read your Bible, and you read your Bible, and you're like, okay, I still have the question. Same with this book. It's like, oh, you got these problems? Sounds like you got these problems. The end. And you're like, wait, what's the action item? I'm a big fan of action items here.
The action item is surrender yourself to Christ, and then his power can work through you, and he's able to do more abundant. Yeah, that's how you love. So you're giving people zero instructions, but making them feel jazzed up on Christian language.
Even if you're like, surrender yourself to Christ, okay, great. Here is where we put the list on how to fucking do that.
Yeah.
Like, imagine if you buy a recipe book and it's like, oh, tacos, let's see. And then it says make tacos. And you're like, oh, of course. That's the perfect recipe. Why didn't I think of that?
But even make tacos amounts to an action. Like if you said abide in tacos and surrender yourself to tacos, it's all.
That is a sacrifice I'm willing to make. I will be the first to say that. I have surrendered myself to some tacos.
Oh, surrender yourself to tacos. Yeah.
Yeah, I will do that.
Okay, you can actually visualize an action based on that, I guess. So a bad analogy.
That's even better than what the book offers. The book is just like, I would be very upset if I bought that book. I'd be like, where's the instruction manual part? here's all the language. Great. What does that mean? What does that mean?
But I think if you're a Christian and you don't know what this means, you don't want to admit it. Number one, you're probably doing this in a Bible study. Yep. But number two, you feel like this feels aspirational and spiritual. And so if you don't know, you're supposed to think that you can sit here and somehow do this in your mind and your heart. And if you can't put those pieces together, that's a problem with you as a Christian. And
yes, you're in the men's Bible study. And I'm going to get another book. You're in the men's Bible study and you're like, yeah, totally. Like reading everybody else's, like their responses to what they're reading. And you're like, oh yeah, we all get it, right?
Do you want to know an interesting piece of trivia? I attended a men's group that did this book. I forgot about that.
You blocked it out.
I think I only went to like one or two of the things. I don't know how long I don't think they did it for like the 40 days or whatever, but yeah,
they gave up. They're like, you lost me at holding her hand. I don't know this lady. I don't like her. She's got kids to raise and laundry to do.
The only thing I clearly remember is one of the elders from the church saying that our society and even our church doesn't shame pregnant teenage girls the way they should. And I remember that sticking out as maybe unfortunate even back then.
Well, also, like, I don't know. The only thing worse than a men's Bible study using this book is a men's Bible study who can't get through it.
Yeah.
They can't make it to the end. Like, whoa. Next, you're going to tell me I got to make her finish too? I don't think so. That's not what I've signed up for. No, thanks. I feel full of the Lord's Spirit enough already. I'm done.
I have to take issue with the premise of what you just said then, because if you're reading this book, I don't think that the word
right. That's not
finish even means anything to you.
You're right. I forgot who I was talking about. You're right. Whoa. You're absolutely right.
One other thing I just needed to make clear. Look at this book. This book looks like it's made for men, right?
Of course, yes.
And everything they're saying sounds very directed at men, right?
Yes.
This book goes out of its way to clarify that this is for men and women both. Like this is a gender neutral book. So there are times when they'll say,
no, it's not.
Or
it better be he or she. We ain't doing none of them they them shit. Sorry,
so there are times where they make a point to be like, so if your husband does this or your wife does this, and it's like it feels like a very obligatory, and also women too, you know, like, but everything about this feels very okay. Anyway.
That's interesting and disturbing.
Yeah. So this unsettling secret, we're on the last page. We're getting there. As defeating as it might feel, has a happy ending for those who will stop resisting and will receive the love God has for them.
I'm sorry. I swear I'm a grown adult. But when you say there's a happy ending for those who don't resist, I get triggered. I'm not gonna lie. Like that's that's hilarious.
Okay, so I wasn't the only one who heard it.
Yes.
This means that the love he has poured out within our hearts, the Holy Spirit is given us. There are times where I wonder if this book is on accident, like
satire.
Yeah, is this guy just a little bit naughty and he thinks all the people at church don't want to admit that they're hearing it?
He's just like sneaking it in there.
Let's see. The love he poured out is always available every time we choose to submit to it. Oh boy. All right.
This would be more fun if you'd just stop putting up a fight. Stop. Take my love. Enjoy it. I don't know why I have to make so much problems out of all this. Just do it. Just enjoy it.
My love won't pour out onto your wife through you unless I don't know. I'm trying to connect it to the overall theme of the chapter. Wait, is this about a three-way between the husband and the wife and God?
It's not a three-way. It's the Father, Son, Holy Ghost. 3 ways are for fornicators and people who don't believe in God. We call it the Trinity. That's what we call it.
Hey, baby, you want to try the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost tonight?
We got a Trinity tonight. And the wife's like, oh my God, again.
You're making me think about this book in ways I do not want to think about it.
You're welcome.
And maybe I'm going to have to give up after this chapter. All right. You simply won't be able to do it without him.
I'm just going to take a shot of tequila.
I'm not sure if I would be reading all this way if we just hadn't tripped over that one paragraph. Okay.
Oh, so you're blaming the woman, just like the book instructs. This harlot.
I said if we didn't trip over that paragraph.
That's
I blame the paragraph.
We stumbled in our faith. I'm sorry.
But if you're feeling conviction in your heart and you feel like you need to confess that, then, you know.
Can you read that one sentence again that was so freaking funny? I want to remember it. I want to tattoo it on my heart.
Okay, let's see.
What was it? It was like just so blatant. It was like such a blatant.
So this unsettling secret, as defeating as it may feel, has a happy ending for those who will stop resisting. Okay. All right, I got to get through it.
Please stop. Got a happy ending for you. Just stop.
Okay, straight face. So this unsettling secret, as defeating as it may feel, I'm not going to make it. God damn it.
I'm sorry.
All right. I'm going to pick up here. Straight face. Has a happy ending for those who will stop. Okay. I'm going to take a deep breath and start from the beginning.
Yeah, I'm going to not look at you.
Okay. I already know I'm going to fail, but hang on. I'm just reading the love dare. So this unsettling secret, as defeating as it may feel, has a... Jesus Christ.
I'm trying. I'm sorry.
Has a happy ending for those who will stop. I can't even do it. There's no way. All right. Stop resisting and will receive the love God has for them. All right.
I don't know, man. That doesn't sound like a very good time.
No.
Just sounds like I should tell the police. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Sounds like I should tell a trusted adult.
Oh gosh. All right. Perhaps you've never given your heart to Christ, but you sense him drawing you today.
Wait, what? I didn't hear that last part.
Perhaps you've never given your heart to Christ, but you sense him drawing you today. You may be realizing for the first time that you too have broken God's commands and that your guilt will keep you from knowing him. But scripture says that if you repent by turning away from your sin and turning to God, he is willing to forgive you because of the sacrifice his son made on the cross.
He's willing to forgive you for resisting.
So he is pursuing you not to enslave you, but to free you so you can receive his love and forgiveness. Then you can share it with the one you've been called most specifically to love. Perhaps you're already a believer, but you would admit that you have walked away from fellowship with God. You're not in the word, you're not in prayer, you're not even in church anymore. The love you used to feel coursing through your veins has dwindled into apathy. The truth is you can't live without him and you can't love without him, but there is no telling what he could do in your marriage if you put your trust in him.
And you stop resisting. There's no telling what we could do if you would just stop saying no. It's just God. It's like, I married this woman and here she is saying no all the time. Just receive the love. Just God. I don't know. Tried everything.
Yes. So that's the end. Did you pick up on any actual advice in that?
Stop resisting, man. You're gonna have a great time. I promise. Just keep going.
Yeah, basically, it's like so to put on a serious face, it's about not resisting in terms of like not putting up blocks to God's love in your life or something. But it's all just totally intangible. I don't know.
Well, and that's the thing is like I genuinely don't know what they were saying not to resist. I assume God's love just because that's what I assume. But like they didn't really give specifics. They weren't like the way that we're all resisting God's love, like when we have opportunities to invite people to church and we don't, or when we have opportunities to show kindness to our spouse and we don't. They don't give like tangible examples. They just tell you what you're like and then tell you that God can fix it and then don't leave any room for nuance. And they definitely don't give any instruction. They're just like, no, here's what it is. You suck. You keep resisting. You're a fornicator. You're just watching all this porn and you hate your wife. So stop resisting. Have a great day. See you later. Next chapter.
There is some advice stated in the negative. It says you're not in the Word, meaning you're not reading the Bible. You're not in prayer. You're not even in church anymore. I think that's probably, they think if you like, you pray and go to church and read the Bible, then that's going to let God in your heart and fix everything, of course.
And you're smoking dope. And you're watching the game and you're drinking booze and you're listening to Kanye and Chapel Roan and you're using they them pronouns to describe people. Like,
well, you're already going to hell if you're using they them pronouns.
Oh, that's true. No, for sure. Absolutely.
All right. So I don't know if you can see this at all, but they actually have a dare, which is something you're supposed to do.
Oh, okay.
And then all this empty space is lines that you write about what you did.
Watch. It's like, ladies in Christ, I dare you to go down on your husband tonight. I dare you. I dare you. I dare you to serve your husband tonight. Oh, crazy dare. I know. But come back next week and hopefully you did that.
What does go down on your husband mean? Is that something you learned in a porno?
That's something them fornicators taught us. I don't know why I keep saying that. I just think it's the funniest term I've ever heard in my life.
Next, they're going to be telling me that women finish.
Yeah, please.
Well, what does that even mean?
We've all heard that myth. Who told you that? Zoran Mamdani? Like,
is that the warm embrace of collectivism?
Right. God.
All right. So do you want to hear, before we finish up, we've gone way over, but do you want to hear what the actual dare is? They tell you what to do to put this into action?
I would love to.
Look back over the dares from previous days. Were there some that seemed impossible to you? Have you realized that you need God to change your heart and give him the ability to love, or give you the ability to love? Ask him to show you where you stand with him and ask for the strength and grace to settle your eternal destination. So
that's the dare.
Yeah, I don't think that there's any real action there other than maybe pray.
Is to reflect on why the first dares were so hard and then to ask God about it.
Yeah. I think if you could do one of these dares and your spouse never even knows it, then it probably isn't a good dare.
It's like, all right. I'm also a little bit disturbed with like how hard they're claiming, like they're just knowing that the other dares were for you. They're like, just reflect on that. Why it was so difficult for you to do all of them up until now. And it's like,
in what ways have you sinned in your heart? Sorry, go ahead.
No, you please.
Well, I was just gonna say, in what ways have you sinned in your heart that kept you from? Yeah.
Well, I'm just like, it's not gonna be like hold the door open for her. I'm sure you're gonna run into a door at some point this week together at the same time. I don't know.
I think the whole point of this book is supposed to be that every day you persistently do something and that makes progress and like warms her heart toward you or whatever. But yeah, I guess this is going to be a skip day in terms of actually doing anything.
This is a ponderance day. This is a why was it so hard for me to tell my wife good morning yesterday?
All right. And then they have some questions. It says, check here when you've completed today's dare. And then they have questions you're supposed to write about. Do you want to hear these questions real quick before we wrap up?
I would love to.
What do you believe God is saying to you? Is there a stirring in your heart? What decision have you made in response to this?
Is there a stirring that you're resisting? Is that what's going on here? I'm not going to lie. Just as like an encore, can you please read that one sentence?
Oh, God damn it. All right.
Just because I was so let down by the lack of dare. I really thought it was going to be something like kiss your wife on the mouth. But
so you want me to try to read that one part again?
Yes.
Okay.
If you
all right.
Just for me. This is just
all right. I'm barely going to start and I'm going to break down, but let me try. I
won't look at you.
Put myself in a different frame of mind. Okay, I'm just reading out of the love dare. That's all this is. Okay, I'm going to read a random sentence first and then go over, and maybe that'll like.
Absolutely.
I'm just going to laugh at the random one anyway. Okay. It's this failure that exposes mankind's sinful condition. So this unsettling secret, as defeating as it may feel, has a happy ending. Okay. So I'm going to try to read fast. Maybe that'll do it.
Yeah.
So this unsettling secret, as defeating as it may feel, has a happy ending for those who will stop resisting and receive the true love God has for them. Okay. That's as far as I'm going to get, I think.
We tried.
Are you satisfied with that?
I am.
Okay. All right. We went way over on this. I tend to go over when we have guests, I guess, but I appreciate you being willing to stick around and do all this. And it was a lot of fun. Thank you.
Yeah, this was fun. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, you're always welcome as long as you're open and, we need somebody to fill in. So one more time before we go, in case anybody missed it the first time, hype your stuff and yourself and tell everyone where to go to watch you do other things.
Yeah. So I have a YouTube channel. Actually, just to make it the easiest, I am Sydney Davis Jr. on all platforms, double junior. I saw somebody in the comments saying they've seen my stuff before and they still don't know where that's from. And you're never going to know. You're never going to get to know. I'm never going to tell you the secret story. But you can find me on all platforms, or if you add .com, that's my website. I do professional debate. I also do a lot of this type of content where I talk to people about religion and social issues and topics, and I have discussions, and sometimes I'll just ask people questions and just respond to the comments. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, you can find me on all platforms. I tend to share a little bit of the same content across the board. And then you also get random pictures of my Italian Greyhound, because I have one and he's cute. His name is Noodle. So if you like dogs, you can follow me on Instagram. But yeah, other than that, that's
excellent. Thank you.
All over the place. Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming. So one little thing we do at the end is we each share our final thought. So like in 1 or 2 sentences, what's your final thought about what we experienced tonight?
That I just need to stop resisting and I will have a good time.
Jesus Christ. This is going to be a very clippable episode.
I already know exactly what clip I'm going to take out of this episode. Yep.
My final thought is you move your face too much when you talk.
That is true. I open my mouth and there's just a lot of movement going on.
Yeah, there's too many girl words. If you could try to cut down on that. All right. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks again.
Voy a cantar esta canción con mucho cariño de mi corazón a la República Dominicana, la casa del merengue y la casa de la bachata. Voy a cantar esta canción con mucho cariño de mi corazón, a la República Dominicana, la casa del merengue, la casa de la bachata. La, 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 la casa del merengue. La, 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 y la casa de la bachata.